Alrighty, well, everyone, welcome to What It Takes, a mini-series where I ask the same questions to elite coaches and they talk about what it takes to become an elite coach. I'm your host, Kevin Shaw, and today we are talking with 15-star diamond and 3-time elite coach, Tara Bialek. Tara, welcome to What It Takes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That sounds crazy to listen to.
It's great. Hey, Tara, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tara. I am married to my husband for 11 years. I have 3 little ones, 8, 6, and 4. I had to think about that. And I was a teacher before I started Beachbody coaching, but now I'm home with the youngest, which is awesome.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, guys, here we go. Let's jump right into the questions. Tara, number 1, how were you introduced to Beachbody?
Definitely, I was introduced with P90X through the infomercials. I'm obsessed with infomercials. So when I was up at night with the baby, I would watch them and I got sucked in, as usual, to P90X. And I said, like, oh, this would be great. I can do it from home while my daughter's napping. So I got it. And I used P90X, I think, for like 4 years until, and then I learned about the Beachbody opportunity from a friend, just kind of casually talking about it, how she was in the challenge group and her coach asked her to be a coach. And when we were just hanging out, play date. And after she said that to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, that sounds really cool. So I went on YouTube and I just watched video after video after video. And I found my coach, Mindy Wender, sitting there in her kitchen talking about Beachbody and helping women get into shape after having their babies. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was like a light bulb went off.
Wow.
I need to do this. I need to jump into this.
And that was 4 years after doing P90X?
Mm-hmm. I did P90X forever. Yeah.
Wow, that is a crazy story. All right, question number 2. Now that you've started coaching, can you describe what those early days looked like for you?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember. They were crazy. So I got into coaching in August, and it was 2 weeks before we were heading back to school. My husband and I we're both teachers. And I definitely didn't need another thing on my plate because my youngest wasn't even a year at that time. But I said, you know what, let me just do a challenge group with my fellow teachers. Let's just have fun with it. And I was never in a challenge group before, so I didn't even know what to do. But I just said, hey, I don't know what to do, but we could help each other kind of thing. And I did, and we did, and we had a great challenge group, and life was crazy. I remember getting up. I always got up a lot earlier than I had to. So I was getting up at like 4. It was crazy. And going to bed really late because that momentum and that energy, it was just so exciting, you know, and I love checking into our group. So it was never like I had to do these things. I wanted to. I couldn't wait to. And I remember just, you know, those late nights just being tired. But it was like, well, first of all, Shakeology saved my life in that area because I was going to bed at 8 p.m. usually, and now I could stay up and work, and it was crazy, but it was amazing at the same time.
I love that. I love the energy that existed in the very early days, and you did it because you wanted to, not because you felt like you had to.
Yeah.
Great point. All right. So what do you feel are some attributes or habits you have that contribute to your success?
I think it's the discipline, honestly, and leading with my heart. So I still to this day get up super early. And I always remember listening to Melanie talk about like her routine. And I'm not a very organized person, but I thought if I can just have that discipline of getting up earlier than everyone else and starting my day off with the personal development, checking into my groups and starting my power hour, then I would be ahead of the game. So if life was crazy, I could still get those important things in. And I always did more. And I said, okay, at the end of the day, I always went back to how many people I helped that day or contacted or built that relationship with. And I always said, I could just reach out to 2 more tonight, then I'm good. I always wanted to help more people and do a little bit more. So I think those 2 things were really crucial.
Man, I can feel it. I can definitely see it in you. Thank you for sharing that. So what advice do you have for a brand new coach who doesn't know where to start? What can they start doing today to start achieving long-term success?
Okay, first thing is being disciplined. So I say being selfish with your morning time. It's hard. Like, I don't want my coaches or anyone to be selfish with their time when the kids are around them, but being selfish when no one's up. Like, yes, you could be sleeping, but if you get up and you do your power hour in the early morning time, you're already done. You already have your business started for the day. The other stuff, like the returning of messages and all that, you can do in between those cracks of time that you have. But just doing that and being disciplined, just getting up early, doing your personal development, and starting your power hour will help you. And you could start that tomorrow. And also not knowing everything before doing. So I didn't know how to run a challenge group, but I thought, hey, the only way I'm going to learn is if I just jump in and try. If I fail, no one knows, no one cares. We're all in this together, and that's everything in the business is I'm always failing forward. I never know if things are going to work out. I just try them. And if they don't, I just don't do them the next month that way. So awesome. Yeah, you don't have to know it all. Don't just dive into all these trainings and not do anything with your business. You do start, and you can always go through the trainings as you go. Just start doing. Yeah.
I love it. And something that you mentioned that really stuck out to me as well was the fact that you don't have to know everything. And people are almost attracted to that. People almost like, okay, let's do this together. Let's figure out. And then that helps. Everybody's moving together at the same pace. I really like it. Great stuff.
You don't have to be perfect.
Okay, what about the coach who is struggling or is thinking about giving up? What advice do you have for them?
I would think about the reason why you joined as a coach. Like, think about the reason why and what coaching has done in your life, like the accountability, the community, the support, and think about your life without it and what your life would look like. Like that, I couldn't, I've had coaches that are like, I would do this, if I wasn't getting paid. I just need that accountability, that support, that community, because you can't find that in most places in this world that we live in. So that positive community is huge. So ask yourself why you started and bring yourself back there. And also ask yourself, have you been consistent? Like really consistent for the past 3 months with your daily actions? And a lot of times when I ask that, they're like, no. I haven't. I've been consistent for 3 weeks, but not for 3 months, So I definitely think you have to reevaluate and ask yourself why you're doing this. Are you really being consistent and intentional with your time?
Wow, that is phenomenal. Awesome stuff. Guys, I hope you're taking notes on this. This is great stuff. All right. What is the best advice you've received regarding your personal business?
Here we go. You can go sit in the other room. So I think the biggest thing for me was the book, The Slight Edge, and having that, doing a little bit more, like I talked to you guys before, just adding on like 2 more people every single day, or that 3 more people every single day that I could just offer some help to, whether it's a book to read or just help with a recipe, shooting a recipe to someone like, oh, I saw that you love this. Why don't you try this? Just being a friend. How was your doctor's appointment? I know you posted about that. So just being a friend to more people than what was in my little power hour to-do list,
Great advice. Okay, guys, we are on to the speed round where I ask Tara rapid fire questions and she responds with short answers. Tara, here we go. Question number 1. On average, how much time do you spend working your personal business?
I would say probably about 5 hours a day.
Okay. What's your average SC each month?
I average I would say I average around 25.
Okay. What percentage of time do you focus on your own business versus your team?
So this changed a lot. So right now I'm doing about 50-50.
Okay. And what leadership ladder rung are you at right now?
I'm an organizational leader.
Here we go. Okay, guys, it is time for questions from a hat. We're going to ask Tara the most random question, and here's your question. Here we go. Oh, this is hypothetical. Tara, your house is on fire. Your family and pets are okay. What's the one thing you grab as you're fleeing the house?
The one thing?
Yeah, kids are fine, pets are fine. What's the one thing you grab on your way out?
This is going to be so awful. My computer.
And why is that?
Because everything is on here. Pictures, my work stuff, everything. So my laptop, out the door.
There you go. Grab the computer. Words of advice right there. Tara, thank you so much for being on What It Takes. Great advice. Coaches listening to this. Guys, I hope you took great notes. You just got to do it. It doesn't matter. You just got to fail forward. Tara is a perfect example of that. She is where she is at because she just does it. So, Tara, thank you for being on What It Takes.
Hey, thank you.